Hello everyone, I am Amanda. Welcome back to my channel, and today's video is Rakshabandhan special. So I have come up with this new Rakhi design, and I've just made a puff flower and added a bead and tied it at the back and added these two strings. I've used purple and pink color for this Rakhi. It's very easy. The puff stitch is a new design, a new stitch, so I will suggest you to watch the video till the end so you don't skip any part and it doesn't get confusing. So let's get started. I'm using this normal thread. I'm using a blue and a white color thread, and I'm using a 3mm crochet hook. If you want your flower to be big, you use a bigger hook. If you want it to be small, use a smaller hook. So I'll go with the 3mm crochet hook. So to start with, we're going to make a slip knot and chain 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to go into this 4th chain from the hook and do a slip stitch to form a ring. So I'm going to yarn over and pull through both these loops, and that's our little ring over there for our single crochet. So once we do that, we're going to chain 1 and make 12 single crochets in this ring. I'm going to go in there and make 1 single crochet, and 2. We need to have a total of 12. 2, 3, 4, 5. Make sure you're holding this thread along with your work this end so it gets hidden. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You can always push your work at the back to make more space. 11 and 12. So we'll count our single crochet. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and this is our 12th one here. So I'm going to go into this first single crochet and make a slip stitch. So I'm going to go in there, make a slip stitch and chain 1 and cut it off. Okay, so we'll go once more and count. So this should be our first single crochet, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So now we'll add the new yarn to make a puff flower. Since this is already hidden, we'll even cut this off so it doesn't come in the way. Now what to do is you go in any single crochet, any one will do. So I'm going in the one where I made this slip knot and I chained 1. I'll go in there and I'm going to pull through this yarn and I'm going to tie a knot to add it to my stitch. Make sure the knot is nice and tight. Now we'll start making our puff flower. So I'm going to go back there in that same stitch and I'm going to chain 3. 1, 2, 3. Now for puff stitch, I'm going to add 2 undone double crochets in this same stitch. Chain 3 already counts as a double crochet. So usually we add 3 double crochet, undone double crochets for a puff stitch. So yarn over and go into that space there yarn over and pull. Make sure the thread that you're holding around your finger is nice and loose, so your puff stitch comes nice, and we need it to be loose over here. So we already done that once. We're going to yarn over, going to that same stitch and pull it up nicely to loosen it to come to the height of this chain. I'm going to yarn over and go into the next stitch, yarn over and pull. I'm going to go back into that same stitch, yarn over and pull. We're going to go back into that same stitch, yarn over and pull. Now we're going to yarn over and face your hook down and slide it through all those loops on your hook and chain 2. Now once you've chained 2, you're going to go into the next single crochet and slip stitch. Okay, we're going to go there and we're going to make a slip stitch. Now you can leave this thread behind. So again we're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and we're going to do 2 undone double crochets there. That's 1 and that is the second one. I will do 3 in the next stitch. So 1, 2 and 3. So I'm going to yarn over, face your hook down and slide it, pull it through and chain 2 to secure that puff stitch. We're going to go into the next single crochet and do a slip stitch, and then we're going to chain 3, 1, 2 and 3. We're going to do 2 undone double crochets in that same stitch. So we're going to go yarn over, go back into that stitch, yarn over and pull, yarn over, go into that stitch, yarn over and pull. So go back into the next stitch and yarn over and pull, yarn over and pull. 3 times you have to do, so that was the second time. To yarn over and pull. So this is a third stitch. Now we're going to yarn over, face a hook down and slide through, and I'm going to chain 2 and secure our stitch. We're going to go back into the next stitch and make a slip stitch. Again I'm going to chain 3 and do the same throughout the round. Okay, so this is basically we're going to do this throughout this round. You can keep practicing opening and practicing, or make few flowers and keep for your own practice, and you can decorate it around your room. Once you learn it and practice it well, it's going to be really fun to keep doing this and include this flower in various projects of yours. Oops. So we've got chain 2. We're going to go next stitch and make a slip stitch. Be very careful when you're doing a slip stitch. Sometimes it gets tight, or it gets very stubborn. So again we're going to go into the same stitch and make 2 undone double crochet and go back into the next stitch and make 3 undone double crochet. I'm going to turn our hook down, yarn over and pull through all those loops on our hook. Have to chain 2. So we're going to go back in our next stitch and make a slip stitch, and I'm going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and do the same what we were doing in all these rounds. And pull through all those loops and chain 2. So now instead of going in the next stitch and doing a slip stitch, you can always go over here also and do a slip stitch, but since I have this single crochet 1 stitch left here, so I'll go there only and do my slip stitch. So once you've done that, you go in the next stitch as well. You can go in the first chain over here, you can go in this first chain here as well and make your slip stitch, or you go into the next stitch itself and make your slip stitch to make it more secure. So you're going to chain 1 and cut that yarn. Oops. Make sure it doesn't get pulled, so pull it from here and make sure it's tight. So when you turn your flower, this is your puff, this is your puff stitch, and we'll just cut this extra yarn off. So the back part of the flower is basically your puff. So once our flower is done, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and add the thread to tie it up. So I have already tied the length that I need. So go ahead and do as I'm doing, hold these two equal lengths and pull it nicely, and then with your hook you can choose anywhere wherever you want to add your. So I go into this stitch here and I pull it out, and then I pull all this thread out like that. Okay, then I want to do the same for the next one. If you want, you can even add a bead at the end. I didn't add any beads because I don't have any white beads. I only have one big white bead, so I added that in the middle. If you want, you can always add beads where you're tying it up so it looks more nice. Sometimes the less you do, it looks more better. That's what I think. Okay, you can add your bead over here and tie it up. So I have done that. Now I'm going to add this white bead in the center using this thread which I left quite a length. So I'm not going to cut it off or weave it in to hide the ends. I'm going to use this to add that bead. So we're going to threadle a needle with. So I have threadled my needle. You need a stitching needle or any needle. You don't need a tapestry needle for this. So we're going to just go in here, just anywhere you can go. It's just basically to add that bead. So come out from here you add that bead. Okay, so I have added my bead over here, and I'm going to go in the stitch here and pull through. Okay, just need to set it a little and pull through that, and then now you can hide the yarn, but make sure when you're doing it it's nice and tight. So just put your needle through this work here. Okay, it's anyway how you want to hide the ends. There's no fast rule or some rocket science behind it. It's just up to you how you want to hide your thread or yarn. So I think that should do. I'm going to cut this end off, and flower is ready. Our Rakhi handmade crochet Rakhi is ready. So I don't think there's anything more special or unique or festive. If you're making something special for your loved ones, for your brother or for your little sister, you can, now as you know how to do it, so it's going to be very easy and special for you to make. So do let me know in my comment section how you liked my tutorial, if it was helpful, and if you have made any of these, do tag me on my Instagram page. I'll leave the name of the page on in the description box, and don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel as well. If you haven't subscribed, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the bell icons, so next time I upload a new video you're the first to know. So till then, bye, take care, and don't forget to mask up.